Fuel your body with Complete Multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just 1 tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
Yes, for only $32.90. Good afternoon, good evening from my end. It's exactly 10 minutes past the top of the hour. Hope you're doing amazing today, this amazing afternoon from you guys, and hope your week has been amazing, productive, or literally whatever you've been doing. Karibu Sawa to yet another beautiful conversation of the Africa Today show. My name is Joby. In case you're here for the first time on YouTube, on YouTube, literally we're not on BitChute, on all our YouTube channels. I'm so used to being on BitChute. And to all the returning listeners also on the radio station, Spreaker and Spotify as well. Today we're going to be talking about America and Trump, of course, announcing the 2027 military budget, what it should be, why it stands, and along that we're going to be talking about also how they seized the Russia oil tank, literally the Russian flagged tank, and we're going to be talking about also much more conversation coming from also France and how they are looking forward to put the next summit in Kenya, and much more also coming from also more tensions between Nigeria and America, as America is still threatening to put more military action that is towards Nigeria, and we know what this is all about. But before we get started, I have a very amazing, this video, shout out to Kitty, shared with me as well, the Trump video where he's saying, I stole that shit. I think this is the video now they're using now with all the presidents. I've seen the one for Ruto being told, Mr. Kasongo, tell us how you literally won 99% of the votes. I stole that shit. So let's start with that video. It's really funny. And then we're going to share also another video also talking about a discussion that is not deeply talked about, and I'd say especially to Black people, the same similar situation I was talking about, how history is really important. But now this is where we need to understand also how everything is about race, and especially for the people in the continent. There's a video I'm going to share of a 70-year-old man who ran over a 6-year-old boy because of picking an orange on the floor. And literally more deeper being explained on that, on how everything is about race, how they've set up this system is about race, and let nobody lie to you otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. That's why every time every time we get all mad because I mention her name, and makes me get all salty and stuff. She be getting all salty and shit, all upset. Yeah, it's about race every time. Sorry, you don't know. Sorry, this mess up your mind. Then as soon as Joby get off the damn camera, I know she mad because she cut my ass off.
Oh, she did? Because I was like, just stop talking. I was like, I don't know.
No, she chopped my head off. She cut me off. She always does that when she's at.
Oh, okay. But anyway, we're gonna start with this video right here. Go
with that one.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. And I stole it. Like, but niggas don't understand. I talk facts. Vlad, I talk facts.
Oh, you're right.
Don't even deny it. That's cool.
I do, nigga. I talk facts. What deny? What, nigga? Give me that, nigga. I don't know what to do.
That girl,
you know when a nigga got a girl, her
she's
shit
fat, juicy.
Bro, you don't know what to do with that. Give me that.
But again, Joey, you don't know what to do with that. Give me that. You know, you dude got a girl. She all fat, juicy. I say, hey, nigga, you don't do that. Give me that.
What I do, nigga? Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. And I stole it. Like, but niggas don't understand. I talk facts. Vlad, I talk facts.
Oh, you're right. Don't even deny it. That's cool.
I do, nigga. I talk facts. What deny? What, nigga? Give me that, nigga. I don't know what to do with that.
Okay.
You know when a nigga got a girl, her shit fat, Bro, you don't know what to do with that. Give me that.
Bro, you don't know what to do with that. Give me that.
And the caption is how Trump literally attacked Venezuela. Literally.
Right.
You don't know what to do in that. Give me that. It's crazy. But before we get that whole situation, I want to share this video again, a little bit about race to understand. This is a very important conversation because, again, yes, everything is about race. But sadly, like I said, in Africa, we're not taught that. We're taught these people are our heroes. And this is why you see the disrespect of seniors. I've just seen some people reacting to the video that was sharing earlier today of the transgender being washed by the Maasai people. And their question, are we witnessing colonization in 2026? This guy just told you he's here to actually exploit you. And you have the audacity of washing his ass. Like, when will you ever learn the disrespect that is always continuously being shown on our face? And when will you understand that this is all about race? The system.
Joey asked that question. Get mad when I asking that. Joey's asking that an honest question. When are we gonna learn not to be disrespected? Like even Joey is about respect and dignity. African people. Go ahead, Joey.
Exactly.
Trigger warning. This is about race because everything is about race.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. A 70-year-old white farmer. I am emphasizing on the age and the race because it's going to show you, give you an understanding, a deeper understanding of the mindset, the mentality of this person, of this particular individual. A 70-year-old white farmer ran over the legs of a 6-year-old boy because the boy picked up an orange from the ground.
Ran his legs over. What?
70 years old, drove head on into a 6-year-old boy because he said that the boy was stealing his oranges. Witnesses actually.
Now, remember, this is the same situation happened in South Africa some time back. Remember, we had the same situation.
Is this America or South Africa that's happening? This is
in South Africa again. This is just a week ago.
I figured that, but they those are they white people. They love them. They kiss their ass. They love them. What am I to do?
State that the boy wasn't stealing. He had simply picked up an orange that had already fell on the floor. It was already on the floor. However, that didn't matter to Mr. Stoneman as he drove head on into a 6-year-old boy, breaking both of his legs. And his mother, unfortunately, could do nothing but just helplessly watch. When investigated, right, and by police, Stoneman stated that he would do it again. He said, I would do it again. 6 years old.
And sadly enough, I can't be because these South Africans, all white people, we love them. Shit crazy. Why am I supposed to get mad about it, man?
We're not going to disagree, but again, the main conversation is everything is about race.
Of course, we need them to understand that. We need them to understand. We need the African to understand that, Joey. Go ahead.
The same thing goes back to the same conversations we've been having about the Somalians and the rest of the people who you guys are saying they come there and they want to be.
They want to undermine it. Yeah, they want to undermine it. Yeah, you're that Jamaican you showed in the car Wednesday. Her ass. Yeah. Why you African Americans be complaining? What? What? I got a car.
I got pictures in case you can't visualize it yourself. Here's the man.
I don't want to see that.
70-year-old, evil, heartless, racist man, right? And here's the boy. A 6-year-old, both of his legs broken.
Crazy.
Over a fucking orange. Over a fucking orange. And this is his mom's face in court. Trying to get justice for her son.
Crazy.
You see, when I made that video and I said that I wanted segregation, somebody actually got into my comments and said, I don't think that you want segregation. After I just revealed this information to you, why the fuck wouldn't I? Why the fuck wouldn't I? Do you think it would have happened if it was a black farmer?
No.
You think that a black farmer was going to drive head first into a 6-year-old?
Because let's say, for example, for me, even in the village, if I go to the village and I'm passing by a neighbor's home, I can pick literally any mango or anything that's not on the tree.
It doesn't make a difference. Anyway, ain't no African go run on an African child, Joby. They're on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of their race, a 6-year-old child over a fucking orange. And do you think that there would be anything where people are actually trying to fight for fucking justice in a circumstance like this? He literally said, the person who, the 7-year-old racist, literally said, I would do it again. I would do it again. I would drive.
But the Jamaican would say, why are you complaining? Why are you complaining about that? I got a car. Look at me. I got a car. Why are you complaining about injustice? Why? Why? He wondered why we get rid of you bootlicks. That's why. Go ahead, Joe.
6-year-old. Because they picked up an orange. Please segregate me. Trigger.
Exactly. Segregation is really, really important. But we also have these more videos explaining still on the matter of race.
I really appreciate this comment because I remember growing up surrounded by other white folks, and they'd always be saying that Black people need to stop making everything about race. So then when I got older and I started to realize that literally everything in this country is about race,
everything.
To wonder why it is that all the white folks I know want everyone to stop talking about race. And what became really clear to me is that the reason we white folks want everyone else to stop talking about race is because that system, that racialized social system, implicates us as the bad guys. And we think that Black folks bring up race because they want us to suffer for what our ancestors did to their ancestors. But nothing could be further from the truth. Black folks didn't choose to be Black in a racial caste system that oppresses Black people. They didn't choose to be part of a system that oppresses them. So while we want everyone to stop talking about race because we don't want to be the bad guys, Black folks don't have a choice.
You're the bad guys.
Savannah, why do you make everything about race? Like, why are you always talking about race? Like, not everything is about race. Everything is about race!
Man, that is so true. And the thing is if you don't have to live it every day, if you don't have to live with microaggressions every single day, if you don't have to live with over racism every single day, then I can see why you would say, oh, why do you make everything about race? Everything's not about race. Just because you are not racist, just because somebody in your family is not racist, it does not mean that America is not racist. We're talking about institutionalized racism.
Exactly. The truth of the matter is actually this hurts most of the Africans. So that's also something else. It kind of hurts them that we're not supposed to be blending with the white people. I've seen that personally. I mean, a good example is when you see the young Black girls dating a white man. How they act. It's like, hey, you ain't shit. You are.
Shout out to Rose. I mean, not Rose. What's the girl's name we just got rid of? I'm never good with names. What's the girl's name? Ruth. Shout out to Ruth.
Yeah, sadly, most of this is literally hurts most of the Africans. They don't like hearing that because for them,
they're brainwashed. Exactly.
Yeah, they can, become rich by being by the side of the white man. You only rich connected to the white people. You can only.
Isn't it funny? Exactly what Joby just said. And that's sad. That means that's a lack of education. And that's the leader's fault because they've been told not to properly educate their people because it facilitates and Europeans constantly stealing from you. But remember when Joby showed a video about 2 months ago with the Black officer getting snotted on and talked crazy to him in Mombasa by that white man? Because that white man, you forgot, he's with a Black girl who he beat her ass. Did he go to jail? No, he went to jail. They came and got him. So right there, he's talking crazy to the other Black officer, just talking crazy. But he's out to get on the plane and leave the country after he beat some Black girl up. That's what they do. They know they're not never have any justice done to them. They'll come there and beat you Black bitches' asses. And won't nothing done. No Kenyan will don't do nothing on that coast unless you fight back. He beat some Kenyan girl up, black and blue, eyes black, just fucked her up. And then talking crazy inside the police station, putting snot, talking to the Black man all crazy because you know you're weak. Yeah, you shut up, shut your mouth, keep your mouth shut. Talking all crazy. And he's supposed to be arrested for beating up on a Black Kenyan woman. You can't make it up. The mindset of Africans has been destroyed. It's crazy. Go ahead.
the continuous tolerance of disrespect. That is what
Exactly. That's a better way to say it. That's
About systemic racism. Everything is about race. Absolutely fucking everything is about race. And I know that it is very hard for some people to understand, but that is just the fact of the matter. I mean,
they understand it, lady. Listen, that's the scam they put that they don't know. They don't understand it. They understand it. They know it. They know the benefits they got from being white. Now there's no justice for nobody, but they know it. They that's part of the scam to tell you in your face, I don't understand. How's everything about race? I don't get it. That's them playing stupid, so it keeps it going. They know what the hell's going on. You think people in Kenya and in South Africa don't realize why they living good and they're not in the slums with black people? They don't know why. When they were the poor ones, Africans weren't poor. So all these Africans live in the slums in South Africa, live in the slums in Nigeria, live in the slums in goddamn Kenya when there's white people there. How'd that happen? You think they don't know? They know. Like when Ayrton had that white lady at the studio, she looked all crazy because I said they were poor, they were impoverished, and they were living off the black of black people. Look at all, she was all uncomfortable, looking all crazy because they know that's a fact. Look at all crazy. Ooh,
to Jim Crow to now, everything has always been about race. Let me give you a quick story because I hate how people think that we are so far removed from historical racism and slavery and all that, that there's no effects of it today. So in the 70s is when my family moved to Washington State, right? My mom is white passing. My mom is white passing, and my dad is obviously black. So
you're a light-skinned white, a light-skinned black woman who could pass as white. She could, which white people hate. They light-skinned black people, listen, you know, that can pass as white because they'll say shit that they don't want to say in front of black people to you, thinking that you're white. Go ahead, Joe.
Going to purchase a home in Washington State. Now, redlining. This really aligns with all of the redlining that went on like through the Jim Crow era. But they were going to purchase a home in Washington State. They had a real estate agent. They found the home that they wanted, and everything was going fine until one day the real estate agent called them up and said, "Hey, you lost the house. The sellers are not going to be selling to you anymore." And the reason why that happened is because a neighbor of the home that my parents were going to buy, they called their neighbor, the homeowner, and told them that a black family is going to be moving in. And so that is why they retracted their home purchase from my parents. From that moment on, my mom had to go alone to get to get a house.
Had to go alone. I said,
my mom
white passing. And remember, pause. And remember, even when you sell your home, they say take all your black pictures down and put white people up on the walls. Remember, Joey showed that like a year ago. They take all your black pictures down and put white people up on the home, because no one's gonna buy the home.
I remember that.
Yeah. So you gotta take down all the black people pictures and put fake white people as if they were living there, so somebody buy the home, Joby.
Without my dad, without her own brown children, because all of my siblings look like me, and so she couldn't go with her children, she couldn't go with her husband to go get a house, and that is how they were able to get a house. Everything is about race. This was in the 70s. We are not so far removed from it. Like,
it's still happening now, lady. You think it's not happening because that was 40 years. It's happening today. They don't. Times change. They don't. It's happening today, lady. Now, I had Joby talk about this recently with the house thing. I could never sell the house, and then the real estate agent came back and said, "You got to take down those black pictures." They think, there's niggas that own this home. We don't want to be buying from no niggas. So put white people's pictures up. This is happening today, lady. Today. Go ahead, Joe.
Have advanced, but there is still a lot of systemic racism going on, and I could go on and on. Let me just tell you one more thing that you may not know. Did you know that back in Jim Crow era, the most expensive product that Black people were allowed to buy was a Cadillac? They could not buy a home.
So Cadillac, exactly. So I always wonder why Black people love Cadillacs. Remember, Black people saved the expensive car company because our parents, our great grandparents were fucked up in their head with self-hate because they were worried about what status, right? See, people who own Cadillacs gave you what status. That's the high brand car in America, like the Mercedes Benz and all that other shit. So Black people couldn't buy regular cars except for caddies. And so Black people saved Cadillac in the 1930s when we were going through the Great Depression. Because remember, Black people, we couldn't use the banks. We couldn't use their banks, so all our money was saved in our house. So Black people had all this damn money. And since Black people, sadly enough, wanted to feel like they were important, they all went and bought Cadillacs. Look at me. But the white man said, okay, he owns the company. You just a nigga in a Cadillac. You just a monkey in a Cadillac. So what? But Black people made Cadillac. They kept it going. They kept the expensive brand going. So imagine you're doing a depression where everybody's poor, white people starving, homeless. But Black people have enough money to buy Cadillacs? How is that possible? Remember, at that time we had our own community. We were segregated, so we had a lot of rich communities. So Black people kept, and I think Joby told us that story. That Black people kept Cadillac because Cadillac was going to go out of business. But Black people kept the brand Cadillac alive, that expensive brand. Because remember, Black people because since we were so downtrodden and looked so bad upon, Black people don't like cheap shit. They like brand name stuff to prove them, as if somebody's brand proved that they were important. That's how psychologically fucked up we were. That we got to have the brand. It's got to have the brand name so we can show that we got worth. So putting a brand gave us worth. That's how fucked up we were in the head. But go ahead, Joby.
Black people were to say that, we've made it a show to say that Black people have made it, and by way of monetary value, they would be in a Cadillac. And that is why Cadillacs are so popular today with Black people, because that is the only high purchase ticket item that they could, or high ticket item that they could purchase back in the day.
It gave them prestige. Oh, this nigga got a Cadillac? Look at my Cadillac. And we lied that one guy. You get a friend of mine used to laugh like 10 years ago. But this old ass nigga, my Cadillac. I thought he had like a new Cadillac. Man, he was all trying to impress us with his Cadillac. Motherfucker, I got a Cadillac, so what? My Cadillac. Then we see this Cadillac, it was some old shit. This old ass Cadillac. It's like some shit from like 1962 or some shit. Oh, what? This your Cadillac here? This old ass shit? About 20 years before I was born? This shit. Oh, my Cadillac, man, my caddy. And so we know our people's minds are messed up for prestige. And I'm not gonna lie, I was messed up, because I had a Cadillac Escalade for prestige. Caring how I look. Yeah, my Cadillac Escalade got a flex on you niggas. So of course, that's my Cadillac was like you right. My Cadillac was the #1 prestige brand amongst Black Americans in the country. More than BMW, more than them Mercedes. It was the Caddy. If you had a Caddy, you made it. You somebody. Look at my Cadillac, nigga. But go ahead, Joby. She's right. Go ahead.
Things generationally, it goes down from generations. And so it's like if everything wasn't about racism, if it wasn't systemic, like why is it that so many things that happened back then are still relevant today? Because it goes from generation to generation to generation. That's all.
They don't change. They don't change, lady.
Black people make everything about race. It's so ironic when y'all say that. The very fabric of this country is built on racism.
Oh, well, and I
We don't have free-
pause it. It's not the country, it's the world. There's these savages taking over the world, the whole world. Everywhere you go, it's about race and racism. That's a fact. So bad that they got the Chinese and the Japanese act the same way. Same way. So Indians, same way. They create a complete racial pyramid scheme, white on the top and black on the bottom. It's not just it's global. This is a global thing they've done. That's why you just seen the boy in South Africa get ran over because he's black, and the white man said, "I'll do it again." This is a global thing they set up, not just in America. America might be the headquarters of it, but it's global. They set up a global caste system, white on top and black on the bottom, and all other races in the middle. Go ahead, Joby.
Healthcare because y'all don't want black people to have free healthcare. We don't go to college for free because y'all didn't want black people to be able to go to college.
Pause it. So check this out. If you guys don't know, well, you guys probably remember college in America was free, unlike Africa, free. But since black people started wanting to go to college, now we got to start charging. Now they got so it's high, even the white kids can't afford to go to college now because it's too much money now, right? They started, remember, when my parents were still going to school in California, all California colleges were free, all of them, free. You just had to be able to pass the classes for free. So, and then healthcare, we don't got free healthcare. Why? Because they didn't want black people to get it. These are facts. They said, well, if we give healthcare for free, black people get it. We want them. This is their mindset. This is real. They're a psychopath. You say, well, if we don't allow it, black people will die out because they won't have healthcare. They'll just die, and that'll be the black solution. And you can look this up. These are facts. We don't want to give it out to the nation because we don't want black people to have it because we want them to die. We want since they won't have health care, that means they'll die. They'll die out. And you can find that online. That's a fact. That's what the Congress, that's what the nation said. So the reason why Americans don't got to get health care like the other white countries do, because the black people here. And you got the girl you got the Jamaican girl. Start complaining, black people. I got a car. You don't know. Go ahead, Joby.
We have high interest rates on certain types of loans because of racism. We're not excelling as a nation as much as we could because y'all don't want black people to do better than y'all. Y'all burned down our communities because of racism. Y'all flooded black communities because of racism. We did not create a system of racism. Your forefathers did. We don't make everything about race. Y'all created a system of racism.
Exactly.
And y'all still benefit from it and to this day. So miss me with that black people make everything about race. No, we don't. Y'all do. Y'all created it. Take it up with your fucking Meemaw and your peepaw. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. I'm tired of y'all. Y'all trying to destiny swap and role reverse and play the Prussian Olympics. We already know that y'all have inherent biases toward black people. There's a lot of anti-blackness going on, and y'all, a lot of y'all is just racist. It is what it is.
Yeah, so looking at that, and now I have another video on a share, still talking about race, where we have the black-only town where white people actually were not allowed to come. So you're going back to history, literally this, and looking at, again, how black people understood this back then and today, because I feel like most of the people still don't have that information, not in...
They won't, but they won't let you make it black-owned town. They get to do it. But remember, they tried to do it here. They said, no, you won't. No, you won't make no black-only town. That white people can't have control of you niggas. No, you don't. But they can do it. We don't care. Go do it. But when we try to do it, they know you niggas won't. Go ahead, Joe.
In 1904, a white man made a major mistake. He stepped off the train in the Mississippi Delta and started causing a scene, a ruckus, shoving, acting like he owned the place. In any other town in the South, if a black man touched him, it was a death sentence. The rules were very simple. White man could do no wrong, and a black man had no power.
No rights.
But this wasn't any other town. It was Mount Bayou, The marshal stepped out in front of the crowd, and he was a black man
What?
wearing
In
a press
Mississippi?
uniform and a badge on his chest that gave him the
Wow.
full power of the state. He didn't look down. He didn't ask for permission. He walked right over to the man and put his hand on his shoulder and told him that he was under arrest. Imagine the confusion on his face.
Yeah,
He was
19,
looking around for a white officer to
1905? Is that
give
19,
him.
early 100 years ago in Mississippi? I know that shit. I know that. I never heard that town. I've been there. They probably burned that shit down to the ground. Go ahead.
Look for a white judge to dismiss his charges. But he realized a terrifying truth. None
Oh,
of
black
that was
town.
coming. The mayor was black, the judge was black, and the cops were black. For the first time in his life, the color of his skin was not a get out of jail free card. And this is the story of Mound Bayou. This is One Mic Black Com. But without further ado, let's get started.
Never heard of this town. I bet it don't exist today. Tell you that.
It's called the Black Sundown Town.
This wasn't a fantasy. It wasn't a movie. This was
Yeah.
a real place, a
Wow.
black fortress in the middle of one of the most racist states
Racist
in
states.
America.
Exactly.
A
That's what I'm
place
asking. Mississippi? A black place in Mississippi? That's what I'm saying. I know they burned this shit down to the ground. Go ahead.
where Jim Crow had
How
absolutely
about,
no
how about that?
jurisdiction.
You'll never get no Somalis up in Mississippi. You get their ass up out of there. We go ahead.
People love to talk about towns that were burned, and you know some of the names: Tulsa, Rosewood,
Exactly.
Wilmington, North Carolina. We share the pictures of the smoke and the ruins because it fits the story that we've been taught that everything we've ever built, they destroyed it. But that
Yeah.
doesn't tell the complete story. There was a town that they couldn't burn, a town that stood for nearly a century as a living, breathing
Wow.
proof that Black people did not need integration to survive. All they needed was infrastructure. This is the story of Mound Bayou, Mississippi. And if you ever wondered what it looked like when a community stops asking for permission, this is your blueprint. So
Where's
to
that? I'm
understand
gonna find out where the hell
how a
that's
place
at.
like this,
For the
is your
Mississippi,
blueprint.
that in. I'm gonna find it.
So to understand how a place like this could even exist, you have to
That's
go
what I'm
back to
asking.
a bit of a paradox. You have to
Yeah.
go back to a plantation called Davis Bend. Decades before the Civil War, there was a plantation owned by Joseph Davis, the older brother of Jefferson Davis, the president of the Confederacy.
Damn.
But Joseph Davis
Racist.
was different. He was a utopian socialist. He believed that if you gave enslaved people enough autonomy, they could produce more. So he set up a system that looked less like a labor camp and more like a twisted experiment on self-government.
Voluntary
It's
slavery. So he just
like
so he was a cracker that was less sadistic, but he was still sorry, right? So he was a less sadistic, less evil cracker, but he still wanted the slaves to have free labor. Go ahead, but he was less
people had their
sadistic with his shit.
own court system with their own judges and juries to settle disputes. They were trained to be managers. They learned how to keep complex ledgers, how to negotiate contracts with steamboat captains, and how to run a massive agricultural enterprise. Growing up in this system was a young man by the name of Isaiah T. Montgomery. He was more than just a laborer. He was a secretary. He was in the room where deals were being made. He saw the paperwork and he learned the hidden language of capitalism. When the Civil War ended, Isaiah looked around at the chaos of Reconstruction and
North and
saw
South,
the violence rising. He saw the
of
Ku
course.
Klux Klan forming and he realized something profound. Integration was a trap. As long as Black people lived under white jurisdiction, they would never truly be free. He didn't want to fight for a seat at the table. He was trying to build his
Like his
own
own
damn
table.
house. He knew that he couldn't just take the land. He had to make a deal with the system. So in 1887, he found a surveyor's map and pointed to a spot in the Yazoo Delta, a place that no one wanted. It was about 840
Yazoo
acres
City.
of nightmare. It was thick with timber,
That's the
swamp
Delta.
water, and black.
So he's over about Yazoo City.
Mosquitoes were
Wow, I
so
probably
thick.
went past that place, never even knew about it. If you guys don't know where Yazoo City is, it's right in the Delta. It's a little bit, it would be, if you guys have ever been to Mississippi, it'll be a little bit northwest of the capital of Mississippi, of Jackson. So Yazoo City is like maybe 50, 60 miles northwest of Jackson, Mississippi. So it's in that, that's the Mississippi Delta. And that's the funny, that's also where they killed, that's the area where they killed Emmett Till as a baby. Hung him, threw him in the river, poked out his eyeballs. So we're in one of the most racist areas in the world. So wow. So okay, let me hear about this city. This is crazy.
That if you waved your hand, you'd catch a fistful. The Louisville, New Orleans, and Texas Railroad owned the land, but they couldn't do anything with it because no white settlers were desperate enough to clear it. So Isaiah Montgomery put on his suit and went to the railroad executives and made them a business proposition. He said, "You have a railroad going through a useless swamp. Sell it to us. We'll clear the trees, we'll drain the water, we'll plant the cotton, and we'll turn your empty track into a gold mine." The white executives simply saw dollar signs. They thought they were taking advantage of a desperate people. They had no idea they were funding a fortress. Montgomery would purchase the land for $7 an acre. But here's where the genius part came in, and the part that changed history. He set up a charter for the town. The policy included that the land in Mound Bayou could only be sold to
other black people.
folks. Think about that. He used the exact same restrictive covenants that white neighborhoods like Levittown used to keep us out. But he flipped that weapon. He used it to keep the oppressors out. This created an invisible wall around his town. If you didn't own the land, you couldn't vote in the town elections. If you couldn't vote, you couldn't be the sheriff. You couldn't be the judge. By controlling the land, you controlled the law. He moved with some urgency. He knew that they were on a race against time. The first settlers crept through in rough shanties, fighting off malaria and wild animals while clearing the trees by hand. But within a decade, the swamp was gone and the place was a bit of a miracle. By 1907, if you walked through the streets of Mound Bayou, you wouldn't have seen the struggle. You would have seen power. There were 13 black-owned stores. You would see 3 cotton gins humming with machinery.
Whenever you left alone, we build. It's crazy. I never knew about this story. This is crazy. Whenever we left alone, we build all the time.
Busier than some of the white depots in neighboring towns.
Well, I got
they
jealous.
even printed a newspaper, The Demonstrator, because if you didn't control the media, someone else would write the story.
Propaganda. That's right. Propaganda.
But this isn't just about buildings. The town also closed the loop on economics. In most places, a black farmer would grow his cotton, but he'd have to take it to a white gin to be processed. The white owner would then cheat him on the way, and then he would take his money to a white bank where they would charge him predatory interest, and he would spend it in a white store that wouldn't even let him try on shoes. Every black dollar went into white hands immediately. But Mound Bayou changed that. The cornerstone of this strategy was the Bank of Mound Bayou, founded in 1904 by Charles Banks. They called him the Wizard of Finance. He understood that freedom wasn't real unless you could fund it. When he opened the bank, it wasn't just a place to store cash. Farmers from all over the Delta, even outside of the town, started to bring their money to Charles Banks because when he walked to the lobby, they were treated like human beings. They could get a loan to buy seed or equipment without signing away their dignity. And that money stayed within the town. The bank lent that money to the grocer hired a carpenter, the carpenter played the doctor.
Money circulated in the same time.
5, 6, 7 times.
So it makes you wealthy.
It left the community.
Exactly. Makes you wealthy.
The greatest test of this infrastructure wasn't just banking, it was survival. During the 1940s, if you were black and you got sick in the Mississippi Delta, you were in trouble. White
Go to
hospitals would
hospital.
not take you, or you were thrown in the basement ward with no heat and no nurses. You could die from a simple infection because you were on the wrong side of the color line.
The color line.
So
That's
Mount
right.
Bayou
Black.
decided to build a healthcare system. They didn't ask the government for a grant. They went to fraternal orders. We often forget groups like the Knights and Daughters of Tabor. These were secret societies, benevolent orders where the members paid small monthly dues, mostly nickels and dimes. It was the original crowdfunding. They pulled together these nickels and dimes into a massive war chest and built the Taborian Hospital in 1942. This place was state-of-the-art for the time. It had x-ray machines, incubators for premature babies, sterile operating theaters that rivaled anything in Memphis or Chicago. They hired black surgeons and paid them top dollar, and they had black nurses in crisp white uniforms. For a sharecropper who spent his whole life being called boy, walking into a
Boy or
black
nigga.
hospital had to be a life-changing experience. The man running this hospital was Dr. T.R.M. Howard. He knew that you couldn't just have a healthy body in a sick society. You had to fix the politics too. So he turned Mount Bayou into a headquarters for the civil rights movement in the Delta. He launched Regional Council of Negro Leadership. Every year, they would hold massive rallies in a field just outside of town. Sometimes up to 10,000 people would attend. Dr. Howard would get on stage and give them practical instructions on how to use their economic power. And this is where slogans like "Don't buy gas where you can't use the restroom" would come from. This was years before the Montgomery bus boycott, and he was teaching people that their wallet was a weapon. And if a gas station wouldn't let you use the restroom, you keep your money in your pocket and keep driving. See, when you start messing with the money, the system begins to fight back. In 1954, the Supreme Court ruled on Brown versus Board of Education, and the white power structure in Mississippi panicked. They formed the White Citizens Council. These were bankers, politicians, merchants. They were called the middle class Ku Klux Klan. And they decided to use financial warfare to attempt to crush the movement. They initiated something called a credit freeze. They made a list of every activist, every member in NAACP, every person who dared to speak up. And they called banks and they said to call in your loans. Suddenly, black business owners had 24 hours to pay off debts they thought they had years to pay. Farmers went to buy seed and were told their credit was no good. Sharecroppers were kicked off their land. They tried to starve the movement into submission. And this is where the infrastructure of Mount Bayou saved the day, because Dr. Howard and his lenders didn't have to beg for mercy. They could look at the math and they organized what they called an anti-freeze fund. They reached out to the Tri-State Bank of Memphis and other black-owned institutions, and they moved massive amount of capital into the Delta. When a white bank called in a loan on a black activist, Dr. Howard could step in and say, "We will take on that debt." They would pay off the white bank and refinance the loan for the black institution.
I understand, Paul. See, we know this history. I heard you guys saying that. See, we know this history. That's why they had to integrate us. See, separately we're too powerful. So they got to destroy all this. So they're going to put you, because a lot of our minds are messed up. You're going to remember that when they integrated us, they destroyed all these businesses. Because you want to go be with white folks because your mind is fucked. Like every black, you want to go be, I'm being close to white people who hate your ass. And so they destroyed all your businesses. So they had to destroy this unity. You see how unified we were back then? This doesn't exist nowhere in black America today. Does not exist. That's why when you hear this, this is so overwhelming in your mind. And the fact that this happened in Mississippi is fucking my mind up. What, this is going on in Mississippi? Of all places? And everybody's trying to get the hell out of Mississippi at that time. Going to California, up to Chicago, over to Philadelphia, up to New York, trying to get the hell out that state. But it was a little bastion of entrepreneurship that was saving black people right in Mississippi. right? So you think the federal government, why is this story never taught? They're never gonna teach you this shit to free you about whenever you're left alone. Black people globally, you always succeed. Always. As long as you unite, get rid of your stupid tribal beefs. That's something good for us. We didn't have no tribal shit. So we were already united. But they had to destroy that. Whenever you're united as a people, you always rise. That's your nature. And that's the nature of black people. That's your nature. Right? So they had to destroy, because I always talk about how they knew this was happening. They knew you'd be more well educated than them. These are their stories, not mine. That they had to get you integrated. Everybody tell you everybody's dumbed down now. Everybody's stupid. Because back then, in those classrooms, those black women were teaching those children. I mean, education was high as hell. Okay? You understand? To fight these people, we had to have well-educated people. To fight these savages, we must be mentally able to understand what's going on, what's happening to us. So they had to stop that. So you know this is already a test study. Remember, they study everything about us. So you know the federal government was looking at this shit, and the cats with those hats said, Gonna have to break all this bullshit up. Go ahead, Joby.
This kept mortgages current, and this kept black trucks moving. But these type of efforts don't make headlines. It wasn't a march. It was a wire transfer. That wire transfer saved the movement. It bought them time. And in a long war, time can be the most expensive commodity.
Right.
This black fortress protected people in ways that went beyond money. When Emmett Till was murdered,
told you Emmett Till. I told you that's the same area. I didn't know this. I told you because I know the area. I know this country. I've been all over this country. So I tell you, I know where places are. I know where shit's at. I never heard about it, but I told you that's the same. That's what I just told you. I said that's around the same area of Emmett Till. Because I know, the geography of this country. I said, okay, that'd be there. They said that time. Okay. That's why when they killed Emmett Till, that's in that area. And that town was able to exist? Wow, this is amazing to me. But go ahead, Joe.
Trial was a dangerous farce. Black reporters and witnesses were threatened with death if they testified. Where did they go? They went to Mount Bayou. Dr. Howard turned his home into a command center. He set up an armed guard. He had a safe house. Mamie Till Mobley, Emmett Till's mother, even stayed there. They would drive them to the courthouse every morning to face that horror, and then drive back to Mount Bayou at night to sleep in the only place where the sheriff couldn't let the lynch mob in. And this brings us back to the image of that sheriff on the train platform that we began with. Now, what you need to understand is that what happened in Mount Bayou wasn't magic. It wasn't a utopia where everyone got along perfectly. It was a real place with real issues, but it was a proof of concept. It proved that poverty and chaos that we saw in other places wasn't natural. It was engineered. And when you remove the artificial weight of white supremacy, when you allow black people to own land and control the bank and police their own streets, we didn't just survive, we thrived. We built hospitals, banks with surplus capital. We built towns that were safe, clean, and more prosperous than...
That's what I said, you always thrive.
...to destroy it.
Yep.
Exactly. But on this other end, we have people who don't like thriving, literally. But before we get into that, I want to go through the comments very quick. We're going to be talking about Trump, who said America's 2027 military budget should be $1.5 trillion and not $1 trillion.
He said he was about to get rid of. See how crazy is it? They're about to reduce it, but that's going to be even 1.5. He's talking about $1 trillion and 500 billion. You out of your mind? They can't build shit here. See, that's a gift. That's why he's a puppet. That's a gift to his goddamn people that put him in power. Who owns these goddamn see, they can't manufacture nothing but death. They can't manufacture shit but death now. They can manufacture a toaster, an ironing board, some jeans, but they can manufacture death and give all the money to them. Because that's what he said, oh, I'm going to cut the budget. Now he's doubling it and even making it even absolutely crazy. So this is great because most of that money, remember, is just stolen. Because the equipment is no better. They're just giveaways to the people that own these these defense companies that overcharge the government already. So all you're getting is garbage, but they're getting so they're getting billions of dollars for garbage. It's a giveaway to those people. Go ahead, Jobin.
Yeah, but Karibu Sana Jabasha to 10 speed, Jason. Ricky Snow, I see you as well, says, I forgot to tell you on Monday, Zoe gave money to real nagas, but he never gave you nothing. When your internet your internet went down, Zoe keep show going until you came back. Okay. Basha Ricky shout to 10 speed again. Jabba says if you are black landlord, get a mighty farm to handle it. When you go to check things, be the handyman. Less problems. I think he has explained that a couple of times. And I also see Jason says some of my aunties and uncles had them big old heavy Cadillacs cars, and
yeah. But see, they had them when they were still new back in the 50s and 60s, of course. But that was the big deal, man. Mine did too. That was a show of black people. That was a show of status. I got a caddy. I done made it, Joby. Got my caddy. Put this up, Joe, real quick. Put up a picture real quick. Put up a picture. This is the last Cadillac I bought. What does it say? Say 2016? Yeah, say this is the last, I ain't gonna lie, this is the last Cadillac I bought. Say 2017 Cadillac Escalade. That's the last one I bought. I can buy no more. Say images of a 2017 Cadillac Escalade.
okay.
Like, so I was still, I was conscious. Cadillac still had me by a hold. So that's the last Cadillac I bought. About 8-9 years ago. There you go. That's the last caddy I bought right there. So Cadillac still had a hold on me, damn it. And I ain't gonna lie, I love them motherfuckers too.
If you come to Africa, that's what you're gonna get. So
I know, you shut up. Stop trying to throw me on the bus.
Majama says they still are the Jordans, the Gucci, red bottoms. And also see Vicky says I have $80,000 black Cadillac, that is the 2020 version, and paid off 3 years ago.
Wow, look at this man. Ricky, stop trying to flex on people, you no good bastard. It's just, what kind of Cadillac do you got, Rick? Is it a sedan or you got the truck? See, I don't like sedan cars, so I always buy a truck. So I don't. You got a sedan, it still is expensive. All of them are overpriced. So I'm just asking, do you got the sedan or do you got the truck version?
Jason says especially them 1950s Cadillacs cars, steel bodies and super heavy. And 10 Speed says I still want a Cadillac Diamond in the back.
In the back, yeah, Cadillac Diamond in the back, sunroof that's a song, Joby. And the Cadillac, you're being fresh. You said you got a Cadillac Diamond in the back. It's Cadillac's like, it's got like a diamond symbol. Cadillac Diamond in the back. All
right. Jason says Fox nowadays make classic Cadillac cars into low riders.
Low riders. Yeah, the ones we showed you Wednesday, Joe, with the hydraulic, and make them into low rider cars.
Oh, okay. And they restored them into hundreds of classic Cadillac cars.
It looks nice. They're expensive as hell too. If you can get a classic Cadillac, expensive as shit.
Mm-hmm. And Jiba says in West Pennsylvania that these small towns have a street on the edge or on a hill that us black could build on, and then cut out a little segregated village. Today, it's HOAs, homeowners associations.
And remember, they created the homeowners association. There's another racist that they created. The homeowners association was created to keep black people out of certain neighborhoods. Even that's racist. And that's why, and white people can't stand that. The homeowners association was created also because of racism. Everything they do is about racism. It's crazy. But go ahead, Joey.
Jiba says they act like every slave was an idiot, and also says Ashatwan Sankinon Karibu Sana says last caddy I bought was a 1981 Coup Deville in 1990, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Karibu Sana and Sankinon. And also see Jiba says Isaac Hayes had the gold-plated front end on the Eldorado Badass. Yeah, I don't know much about cars personally, but yeah, I like a good car. I like a good-looking car. I was even trying to literally talk with Christine. We were looking at some literally cute cars out here, saying the body shapes we like.
Hold on, Joey. Listen. You see what you just heard that lady one line. That dude one line. All these Negroes talking about the Cadillacs they like. Go ahead, Joey. No, go ahead.
Yeah, but as we continue, we're gonna get into Trump, who has said that America's 2027 military budget should be 1.5 trillion and not 1 trillion. So I'm gonna share a couple of videos regarding that from TikTok, and then we go over to how also they took over the Russia flagged tanker literally, and where this is headed. Is this about literally war? Is there more war that should be expected? How many more countries are going to be invaded because that's what they're doing, and taking control of resources? Literally, what should we expect? But let me share these videos as we continue.
Just announced that he wants to raise the military spending to $1.5 trillion. He just did this on Truth Social, saying here, after a long and difficult negotiations with senators, congressmen, and secretaries, and other political representatives, I determined that for the good of our country, especially in these very troubled and dangerous times, our military budget for the year 2027 should not be $1 trillion, but rather $1.5 trillion. This would allow us to build the dream military that we have long been entitled to, and more importantly, that will keep us safe and secure regardless of foe. Then says that the reason why they're able to do this is because of the
safe, secure from what? Ain't nobody attacking America. Americans want attacking everybody. It's all crazy talk. Go ahead, Joe.
I would have stated the $1 trillion number, but because of tariffs and the tremendous income they're getting, the amounts being generated, that would have been unthinkable in the past. Remember that Congress does hold the purse, meaning that they're the ones who would actually have to approve this in the budget, which, keep in mind, I believe the next government shutdown is happening within the next 20 days. But a jump to $1.5 trillion would be the largest military budget in U.S. history. I need to comment on the last part here, talking about how they're able to hit the $1.5 trillion number while at the same time producing a great military, having the ability to at the same time pay down national debt and give a substantial dividend to modern income patriots within the country. I'm always happy to fund our military because we do need to have a military. It's very unlikely to be able to do all of this. Remember that yes, tariffs, we pay the tariffs. Okay, the prices go up, we pay the tariffs. That's not a constant number. That will be changing from time to time. In order to pay down a national debt, you need to have like a massive surplus. But if you're also then spending that surplus on military and dividends, then there is no surplus and you can't pay down the debt. And let's remember that, like, once again, these tariffs are not something that's a constant number. It's going to change. Bottom line is there is no credible economic model in which you can do all four things at the same time. Like, I'm sure that Congress they're probably going to approve the military spending, but you would also need to have a sustained, like, extraordinary revenue growth, which we're not really seeing that right now. You would have to see no major economic slowdown within the next few years, which analysts show that is potentially coming You would have to see new federal payment programs, which you could see that happening. But the big thing is fiscal surpluses. You can't have that if you're doing massive spending. Bottom line is that Trump can propose this and he can promote it and be optimistic about it, but it's extremely unlikely that all of these could be happening at the same time. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Trump.
So disruption has come to defense. That's your headline here. It's a carrot and stick approach from the president as shares of prime contractors like Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, HII, the company formerly known as Huntington Ingalls Industries, L3 Harris, even Boeing, they're all soaring to new highs today. Here's the carrot, and here's why they're moving higher. Trump proposing a $1.5 trillion defense budget for 2027. This would be a 50% increase year over year. If that were to materialize, we may need reconciliation to do it. And assuming fiscal,
we got homeless people in the streets. Nobody can afford rent or groceries. But he's talking about increasing the damn budget another $500 billion. Where we got infrastructure tore up. We can't pay nobody. Can't nobody afford groceries. Can't nobody afford to live nowhere. You see how ridiculously stupid this sounds? People can't afford to go to the hospital. We're talking about giving $500 billion more on top of the trillion that they get to the military. It doesn't make any sense. It's absolutely crazy talk. Go ahead, Joby.
At $1 trillion, because remember, we haven't actually gotten that done yet. Couple that with growth internationally, a push to sell more U.S. weapons to allies. All of this means more orders for the companies. But industry needs to actually meet the demand and more quickly. It's been an issue for years. This is the stick. An anticipated executive order that was signed by the president last night. It ties the defense contractors' abilities to buy back stock, pay dividends, even compensate executives to contract performance. We're still light on some of the details, but the EO tasks the defense secretary with identifying companies that underperform on certain metrics, fail to invest enough capital and production capacity, are too slow with those weapons deliveries. There will be an engagement period, actions accordingly. New contracts will have language tied to all of this as well. The question now, who might be in the crosshairs? It would seem already, possibly, RTX. Why do we think that? Very blunt social media post from Trump calling RTX out last night saying, quote, either Raytheon steps up and starts investing in more upfront investment like plants and equipment, or they will no longer be doing business with the Department of War. No comment from RTX. But the post is notable because it comes a day after a framework agreement for Lockheed Martin to invest its own capital to triple PAC-3 interceptor production. More deals, by the way, like that one with Lockheed are apparently in the works. That's according to Undersecretary Mike Duffy, who told me that on Tuesday. So this is a whole scenario to watch here, Sarah. Longer term, maybe very bullish for the defense contractors, but it's going to mean some very different contracting and very different incentives. So disruption has come to...
While everyone was distracted yesterday, President Trump posted this. He said, after long and difficult negotiations, I have determined that for the good of our country, especially in these very troubled and dangerous times, our military budget for the year 2027 should not be $1 trillion. That's not enough, but rather $1.5 trillion. This would allow us to build the dream military that we have all been entitled to, and more importantly, that will keep us safe and secure regardless of foe. This is why I say Republicans will never be serious about cutting spending unless they look at the military budget. Because we are $38 trillion in debt as a nation already, and this number keeps going up. Mind you, we spend more on our military than the next 9 countries combined, including China, Russia, Germany, and more. And if you just look at China, we over double what they spend on their military. This is what we bring in for a single year, and this is what we spend. We spend about $7 trillion, but we only bring in about $5. So every single year, we are $2 trillion in debt. Now President Trump wants to make that $2.5 trillion a year in debt. That doesn't even include all of the interest that we are paying on that debt. But as always, let me know your thoughts about this and make sure you're following me for more.
I'm starting to think Donald Trump is serious about wanting to invade all these other countries in the Western Hemisphere, because he announced on Truth Social that he doesn't think our military spending is high enough. He thinks it should go from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion for 2027, a 50% increase in military spending, where we spend more on our military than any other country, than most other countries combined. That is not enough for him. Donald, in 2025, you bombed 7 countries, 7 different countries, which I believe was a record for a United States president. Not a good one to hold. And you think that tariffs are the reason we're going to be able to afford spending so much more on the military. But tariffs was supposed to be paid by dividends back to the American people, which was obviously a lie. Everyone knew it.
Yeah, exactly. They don't give no money back to us. It's always so they keep the rich buddies richer. There's never no money coming back. You got people in the streets, can't afford rent, can't afford food. This is absolutely crazy. Makes no sense. Remember, they talking about going to steal Greenland from Denmark. Now Denmark and Europe talking about going to war against us. Europe say we damn if you're gonna let the American Europeans. Remember, they're savages. So now the savage fake thing is breaking apart. Them being united. Is that we're gonna try to go just steal Greenland for the resources. Remember, they're talking about just annex Canada and make it a 51st state, right? Then we're gonna just steal Canada too. Canada don't even work as a country. We just make that the 51st state, and then we go steal Greenland too, right? Now you got the Europeans saying, well, then it needs to be open war again with Denmark, England, and France going against war against the United States. But that's a joke because Europe don't got no military. Their military capability is done. Europe projected any power globally to a real power is a joke. If they can't even get enough energy to build shit over in Europe. So Europe talking about that's why they can't defeat Russia. Everybody can tell me they keep trying to go to Ukraine, fight Ukraine. There's no European power. England, weak ass. France, weak ass. Germany, weak ass. And the rest of Europe together, being weak, can fight no war with nobody, nowhere. So when Trump is saying that they're scared, we're all going to unite at the EU. So what? You can't win no war against America. But I hope America don't fight it because it'd be stupid. But Europe can't fight no war against no main power, no China, no Russia. Europe. Good luck with that. The only people the European can beat is Africa. That's it. Does Africa get their shit together? They want to be Africa no more. That's it. Europe can't fight no major war against no real power. Them days is over. But go ahead, Joby.
Everyone with a functioning brain knew it because, we all know that you will just lie about everything. So what's the other $500 billion for, unless you want to use that to go and try and take over all these countries that your own administration is threatening to take over?
The president announced that he is hiking the Pentagon budget from $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion. Just announced that.
Crazy as
Why?
hell.
Well, it's hard to know
Exactly
without
why.
asking him. He'll explain. But big picture, obviously, that's the kind of budget that a country that anticipates
Going to war.
global or regional war
Of
has
course.
for its military. There's no other reason to do that. That's not a peacekeeping budget. That's a war budget, a big war budget. So I think it's fair to expect, and all the signs suggest, that we're going to have a big war soon. A big war soon. I think everyone expects that to happen. Hope it doesn't happen, but obviously we're moving in that direction, toward a world war. Sorry. So how do you position yourself for that? Well, you look at a map and you ask the most basic questions. What areas do I want to control? Where are the trade routes? Who's got the resources?
Exactly.
Donald Trump has just called to increase the U.S. military budget from $1 trillion to $1.5
They want to be open gangsters now. All that UN shit, all that fakery that the Africans believe is real. They want to say no. We want to go never knock a motherfucker in the head. We don't know laws. We're going back to who we are. Europe is savages. We're going to be savage for savage sake. If Uganda's got to go, we'll knock his ass in the head and take it. Who's going to stop us? Kenya? Tanzania? Who's going to stop us? Nobody. If Congo's got to go, we'll just go and take it. Who's going to stop us? Who on the world stage can stop us? Nobody. And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to talk about the UN this and this is democracy. Fuck all that bullshit. We said they got it, we want it, and we went and got it. Go ahead, Joe.
This is a military budget for a country that's either at war or looking to go into a regional war, and I need you all to lock in. How did Donald Trump go from this?
But you also recently said that the Middle East would be better off with Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein, and Assad in power. How does...
Because the people that run the world want this lady, not him. He don't run shit but his mouth. He's a puppet. Go ahead, Joven.
Have not gained anything with Gaddafi, and you look at what happened. I mean, look at Libya, look at Iraq. Iraq used to be no terrorists. He would kill the terrorists immediately. It was like, now it's the Harvard of terrorism. Iraq. If you look at Iraq from years ago, I'm not saying he was a nice guy, he was a horrible guy, but it was a lot better than it is right now. Right now, Iraq...
The human rights abuses.
Let's talk, well, you don't think they're happening now? They're worse now than they ever were. People are getting their heads chopped off. They're being drowned. Right now, they're far worse than they were ever under Saddam Hussein or Gaddafi. We have to rebuild our country. Our country's falling to pieces. We have 19 trillion in debt. We have infrastructure that's a disaster. Our roadways, our airports, our schools, everything.
Exactly. That might
we have to
do that.
start thinking
Exactly.
about ourselves. We're pouring trillions of dollars into the Middle East, and we have nothing for it. We have nothing.
That interview was in 2015, more than 10 years ago. Fast forward, this is what Donald Trump is saying now.
There's been protesters killed in Iran. You said we were locked and loaded, ready to go. What is the line there for when the U.S. is going to get involved in those protests?
We'll take a look. We're watching it very closely. If they start killing people like they have in the past.
See, that's him telling the truth. That we didn't need money for infrastructure. Our country's all fucked up. But the people that run this want to say, no. We want to make war so we make more money. We want to go steal shit. And we want to do it openly now. We're going to steal gold and shit in Africa that we need to do. We're not, when we don't want to keep these puppets in power. They moving too slow with our goddamn resources. We're going to smack one of these goofy niggas in the head. Say, time to get your ass out of here. And we're going to go ahead and run the shit. That's what we're going to do. He's not saying, see, then he's talking like a normal person. Oh, we need resources. We need things to build America back. That money go. Our train stations are falling apart, true. Our damn airports are falling apart, true. Our roads are falling apart, true. That's what you would do if you had common sense. That's what you would do. But they said, no, fuck all that, because the people that run the world don't give a fuck about American roads, American schools, American airports. They don't care about that. They care about our money in our pockets. Go ahead, Joe.
Very hard by the United
Can I
States.
just add something?
We'll worry about Greenland in about 2 months. Let's talk about Greenland in 20 days. Right now, Greenland is covered with Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need Greenland.
He's openly telling you about just taking some people's land. We need Greenland. They don't do it. We're going to take it. That's what, see, they want to be savage again. That's what they always been. There's all that fake democracy and freedom. Never believed in none of that shit. Go ahead, Joe.
And Denmark is not going to be able to do it.
So how did Donald Trump go from being a no wars president to now starting a regional war?
These people do like Israel. Hold on. And he loves Israel too. 6 years ago, I was up here, and I said, this is our first Jewish president.
The United States has provided Israel with assistance of over $174 billion. It says here, they have a shared strategic goal in the Middle East. Israel is starting an all-out regional war with Lebanon, Syria, Iran, and they cannot win this war without the help of the United States of America. And I need you to lock in, because this war will affect the entire world.
We're just behind all this stuff. I told you it's always the cats with the fucked up hats.
But yeah, I'm gonna switch to this now, where we saw, of course, America seizing the Russia flagged tanker just to catch up with the dog.
Hey everybody, Josh from World Alternative Media here, and the United States government has seized more tankers, this time including a Russian tanker. And this is breaking news as I speak this morning, because this is the beginning of, again, as I've said so many times before, something big, as we see the continued push for nation building worldwide in both Venezuela, Iran, Colombia, Mexico, Honduras, the Cuba, Greenland, it's just getting so crazy. One of the things I want to talk about today is this, of course, as U.S. snags another shadow tanker on top of the Russian ship. And this is called the MT Sofia. So initially this morning, we got breaking news about them boarding this ship and flagging this U.S. flagged Russian tanker. And this one is, of course, one of many that we've seen them go after recently, but this is the MV Bella. And this is obviously not just about oil. And it's why we want to delve into this deeper, as Russians are fleeing Israel, including the Russian military fleeing from the Russian embassy in Tel Aviv. What on earth is going on here? Why is this getting to become the theme of 2026, as we warned initially, as we see them call for war with Iran, as Lindsey Graham says to the people of Iran, help is on the way, as they brag about Mossad within the protests in Tehran, in Iran. I remember when Trump was running, he did a famous speech, which is one of the reasons that he won, actually, was he said,
no more
we want
wars.
to say no more to war, no
Exactly.
more for nation building, no
I thought that was
more
a con
to
game.
regime change. What happened to that? Because, people who were against that and cheering him on initially are now suddenly okay when he does it and saying, oh, but there's a reason there. There's a pretext. The pretext, of course, is nonsensical. It's CIA slop. And we're going to get into exactly what is going on here, because this is exactly what people were pushing against, exactly what Trump was running against Hillary Clinton for initially when it came to Russia.
It was all a scam.
And as we're talking about boots on the ground in Ukraine by NATO, this is really, really ridiculous. And the story goes on. Before we get into this, my friends, I urge you to check those links below. 20 Sleep helps you detox. Department of Homeland Security, in coordination with the Department of Defense, European Command, EUCOM, confirmed on X that the Department of Justice and the Department of Homeland Security, in coordination with the Department of Defense, which is Department of War now, seized the Russian-flagged oil tanker Marinera, formerly Bella 1, for violating U.S. sanctions. The vessel was, and I quote, the vessel was seized in the North Atlantic pursuant to a warrant issued by a U.S. federal court after being tracked by USCGC Monroe, EUCOM said. And we see a post here with them looking at this ship. And it continued, the seizure supports POTUS proclamation that threatened the security and stability of the Western Hemisphere. Okay, says the country that's bombed 100 countries in the last 100 years. The operation was executed by DHS components with support from the Department of War, showcasing a whole of government approach to protect the homeland from Russian ships that are carrying oil. See, this is another example of how this wasn't ever just about Venezuela. They don't care about Maduro and fentanyl, even though no fentanyl is coming from Venezuela. And the United States is the MVP of drug trafficking. I mean, we have Operation Fast and Furious and the drug running and arming and funding of cartels by Eric Holder during the Obama administration. We have Iran-Contra, where they purposely ran crack via the CIA through Nicaragua into the United States and targeted families to destroy families and cause race wars and push people onto welfare. And of course, subguarding of poppy fields and sending heroin into the United States onto the market, which killed countless people. It's such a joke. And fentanyl is coming from China, developed in China, sent to Juarez, Mexico, and sent over the border by the CIA. And it's not the issue of necessarily cartels or any nation states. Well, we've gone into this a million times. We know this wasn't really about fentanyl. Whenever they talked about how, oh, this is about fentanyl, Trump would then get sidetracked and say, and we're going to have so much oil. Everybody's going to have oil, at least in the Americas. And it's just, we all know this wasn't about fentanyl. He's just like, we're going to make so much money. And on top of that, it's about the dollar hegemony system, as I've talked about so many times before, because this is directly correlated.
Exactly. Putting the dollar, trying to keep the dollar propped up, because the oil and Saudi Arabia is not as stable anymore. So they're trying to steal all of Venezuela oil and have the dollar back, have that oil make this goopy dollar that's printed from nothing, because it's garbage and it's going under. That's why you can't afford nothing. That's why everything's so high, because the dollar's fake. All fake currency always collapses within 30 to 40 years. So you're on a time period But fake currency is about to collapse. So they had to steal some resources to put it under something. They didn't want to go back into Africa because there's not too many niggas waking up over there, and they might really fight. But they're going to go back into Africa, believe me. They're going to go back because they need it. But Venezuela was the easy mark right now. And they want to prop up this fake dollar. That's what's going on. Because that's why you can't afford, that's why rent is $3,000 to live in a shack. Because the money is worthless. That's why it costs you buy 5 things at the grocery store costs you $600. Then what? $600? Because the money has no value. The value is losing its value. So they're going to steal the oil to prop up this fake dollar. Go ahead, Joe.
Now, and Iran. And because, as we've seen with Iraq and Libya, what happened before Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi were overthrown? They left the U.S. dollar, started trading oil in other currencies, and including gold. And, of course, with that, people cheered the overthrowing of these dictators, right? And it led to 2 million plus deaths. It's only just the beginning, my friends. So now with this situation with Russia, it really stands out that this was never about Venezuela. We have these images of them landing on this seized, flagged Russian tanker. And now we have another shadow tanker, as they say it, in the Caribbean. The U.S. just boarded and interdicted the MT Sophia, excuse me, part of the sneaky dark fleet running oil tankers right in international waters of the Caribbean Sea. Meanwhile, the U.S. is committing proxy wars all over the world, but that's not some shadow fleet of sneaky, nefarious components of the military-industrial complex. No, these guys running oil, which China, by the way, and Russia are very much dependent on. That's bad, but their bombing campaigns are not bad. Okay, cool. Meanwhile, the Russian army is urgently evacuating the staff of the Russian embassy along with their families in Israel and returning them to Russia. This is the third flight by Russia in the past 24 hours to evacuate its embassy in Israel. This is according to Daily Iran News. They have the plane trackers listed. And as I wrote on X at World Alt Media, go follow us there if you haven't yet already. I said, interesting. Why is the Russian embassy fleeing Israel? This is a question we should be asking. Israel is one of the top Russian-speaking countries in the world, by the way. And as I've reported years ago, they have a direct line, one of the few countries that has a direct line directly between Putin and Netanyahu. But of course, Russia, as far as the script goes, has become very much against Israel in their conquest against Ukraine, as Ukraine works deeply with Israel and the military-industrial complex there, working with NATO to cause war throughout Europe and throughout the region, and of course, sending their help to go after Palestine and go after Iran, which is interesting when we have Ukraine sending ammunition and all this kind of stuff to Israel when they're begging for money and ammunition from the West, and then going after Palestine and Lebanon and these places, Yemen and of course Syria. Despite the political playbook, the claim anyway, of course, it's all nonsense, being that Ukraine is loved by the left and Israel is despised by the left. Ukraine is hated by the right and Israel is loved by the right. When in reality, most of the right are going against Israel. It's all part of the left-right paradigm. And Trump right now is continuing to arm and fund Ukraine. And it just shows that the whole, propaganda agenda here is thrown on its head. It's complete nonsense. None of it is actually, but people are sticking to this is a leftist thing. This is a right wing thing. You're a leftist if you want the Epstein files. You're a right winger if you, if you don't support, Russia or whatever, or if you support Russia or whatever it might be. It's just they create these veneers, and it's obviously false, including recently being told that if you are against Maduro and the child trafficking, mass murdering CIA, you probably just love Maduro and you're a leftist, or you're a right winger who, again, they create these narratives. It's nonsense. And I have a lot more to go on that because We have Trump threatening tariff hike if India continues to buy Russian oil. China accuses U.S. of stealing its oil after Trump diverts Venezuelan crude to America. China is livid and they're not hiding it. After Trump announced the U.S. will refine and sell up to 50 million barrels of Venezuelan oil previously frozen under sanctions, Beijing fired back, calling the move a blatant power grab and a direct hit on their interests. Why? Because that oil wasn't just sitting there. China had already paid for a big chunk of it through loan for oil deals and state-backed agreements with Maduro's regime. Trump's plan: ignore all of that, break the blockade, grab the barrels, and reroute them to U.S. refineries. I find it so weird that we have Trump saying that Venezuela stole their oil. How is it stealing for Venezuela to not want to trade oil with a country that has actively tried to overthrow them and commit coups for 2 decades? Yet it isn't stealing for them to bomb the country and literally steal their oil and also steal it from China and Russia. Everyone says it's like 5D chess. Hey, good luck with that chess game. Good luck with that chess game. I'm sure it'll end very well. It's just the hypocrisy around this is just so absurd. And this is literally the epitome of nation building. As we see the Paris summit wanting Ukraine peace through NATO boots on the ground, of course, the opposite of peace. And we've seen this across the board with Alan Dershowitz calling for, if Trump wants a Nobel Peace Prize and wants to be known in history as a peace president, he has to do regime change in Iran and overthrow their government and bomb the country. Like, war is peace, ignorance is strength, freedom is slavery.
You know how crazy that sound pause that? See, that's how they legitimize their evilness with these fake awards. No, everybody got this fake Nobel Peace Prize always about war, killing people, like when Barack Obama got it, like this other latest Venezuelan puppet they wanted to put in. Gave a Nobel Peace Prize and didn't do nothing for peace. It's all scam. It's all crazy. To give these people credibility is that they're stewards of peace and promoting peace when they're absolutely the opposite of peace. But go ahead.
This is Orwellian to the core.
Exactly. It's Orwellian. Up is down, down is up, back is forward, forward is back. It's Orwellian. Exactly.
Being on social media recently, they're not, because both the mainstream media and the alternative media have bowed on their knees and are licking the feet of the establishment with this from one side or the other of the paradigm. Zero Hedge says crude drops after Trump says Venezuela will transfer up to 50 million barrels to U.S. He says, I am pleased to announce that the interim authorities in Venezuela will be turning over between 30 and 50 million barrels of high-quality sanctioned oil to the United States of America. This oil will be sold at its market price, and that money will be controlled by me as president of the United States of America. And, of course, with all this, as bad as Machado is, and by the way, I have a video coming up. I interviewed a Venezuelan, a friend of mine here in Mexico, who fled, who can't stand Maduro, nor can he stand the CIA and believes this is all theater, and Maduro's in on it. And I would agree with him to a great extent. With this Machado person who was pushed by the World Economic Forum and bows to Israel, it's one of the reasons why Israel demanded Trump go into Venezuela, which is something that certainly did happen. That's on record. But Machado, Trump says now, we don't want Machado to be president because she doesn't respect me personally, so she doesn't get to be president. Like, how is this stopping a dictatorship? How is this stopping, or how is this promoting democracy, as they call it? It's such a lame excuse, because that's clearly not, by definition, what is happening right now. If like, as much as I can't stand this Machado woman saying that, oh, because she doesn't personally respect Trump, she can't be president of their country, when the majority of people seem to have, in one way or another, supported her, though they're also waving Israeli flags in her crowds. I don't know. My point is, how is that Trump's decision, while at the same time he hypocritically says that he's trying to stop the end of democracy in Venezuela, but he's like, I'll decide the elections? That's insane. And then it's all over, oh, well, Venezuela has been manipulating the U.S. elections. Give me a break. The United States government was able to shut off all the lights in Caracas. All the lights.
Exactly.
For their own
corridors. Because they know they've already dumbed down everybody. Venezuela is able to control the elections in America. Are you out of your fucking mind? The CIA does the elections in America and around the world. Them, the Mossad, and MI6. Ain't no backward, small-ass country called Venezuela doing shit in no America and no elections. but they know you right-wing morons. Oh, they're in our elections. What? Are you that stupid? Yes, they are. They know you're that stupid because they control the school system, and they've dumbed you down, and you believe any old goofy shit they tell you. Well, some damn, and Venezuela being able to control the elections in America, like he just talked about. We turn all the lights out in a city to go steal somebody's ass, to go kidnap somebody. So yeah, they don't got that kind of sophistication or that kind of money. Go ahead, Joe.
And you think that Venezuela is going to be able to hack the U.S. elections? It's all one big script anyway, obviously. But it's just so absurd. At least try to be consistent in this. At least
whenever you say some dumb shit like that, you might as well say, Zimbabwe is hacking the American elections. Zimbabwe. You're like, what? You don't get out here talking crazy. Or Kenya is hacking the American elections. You get laughed out the goddamn room.
Anyway, another one that really bugged me the other day. Marco Rubio, the guy who helped Armin fund ISIS and ISIL with John McCain, Lindsey Graham, and Obama back in 2011, 2012. I wrote on X at World Alt Media. I said, so according to Marco Rubio, Venezuelan oil comes from the Americas, so it should stay in the Americas. Does that mean Saudi oil comes from the Middle East, so it should stay in the Middle East? Don't bother trying to find logic in this neocon slop. There is none to be found. I mean, this idea that because Venezuelan oil is from the
Crazy
Americas, that it shouldn't be allowed to be shipped elsewhere. Like, you guys are getting oil from Saudi Arabia. So stupid. It's all about the petrodollar system, right? Which is by design collapsing.
Yep.
I wrote it at World Alt Media regarding this video. Lindsey Graham, to the people of Iran, help is on the way. They're threatening an imminent attack on Iran right now.
Iran.
Imminent.
Again. As if they tell me they're coming to free these people when we tell them free them from what? From them being independently free? But that's the scam they always use. When they told Gaddafi, we're coming to free you Libyans from Gaddafi. We're coming to free you from your free health care, your free schools, your free housing, all the free shit you was getting. We're coming to free you. Now you look at Libya today, it's all fucked up. It's got open slavery markets. It's all destroyed, it's all impoverished. That's the freedom they gave you. We're coming to free Libya from Gaddafi wicked ass. And they know what they do. Oh, they stole Gaddafi's oil and all his gold and all his money. Where's Gaddafi go at? Oh, we got that. But we gave him freedom. So now they're free to be poor, free to not have health care, free to not have clean water, free to not to have good schools, free not to be able to have, everything's not free no more. That's the freedom we gave them. Everything's not free no more. Yeah! Go ahead, Joe.
Are people going to warm up to it this time again after we saw bombings of Tehran last year and weapons facilities that were told ahead of time to get all their weapons out before they were bombed because it's all theater? I wrote on X at World Alt Media, this piece of trash, and Pompeo boasts recently that Mossad is controlling the protests and disguised in the crowds. I mean, they're openly bragging about how Mossad is controlling these protests and causing
we already know that.
Protests, which have great through a bunch of states in Iran.
Ben said you got Mossad, the CIA, or MI6 behind all this shit. His intelligence agency, Mossad, Israel. But through Israel and the Rothschild money, they control all of it. And they want the whole fucking world. All the resources they say belong to us. We're going to slave you motherfuckers and leave everybody impoverished. That's the game. You don't know it? That's the game, guys. And Israel will be the head of the planet. That's the game. Go ahead, Joe.
Killed countless people. And they're saying if any more protesters die, they will attack Iran and overthrow their government, as Alan Dershowitz cheers that on. Another, friend of Epstein. I mean, Lindsey Graham, the neocon, suddenly the alternative media and the MAGA people love him and the John Bolton types. And, the Marco Rubio types and the Mike Pompeo types. I mean, that's not what the voter base said, but of course the voter base doesn't really matter anyway because it's all one big joke and one big trick to get people to perpetually support the system that enslaves them. But Lindsey Graham, to the people of Iran, help is on the way as they brag about Mossad being in the crowd. All they have to do is have these Mossad agents kill an innocent person and they'll say, oh, we're all emotional about this now. We're going to go to war with you. Absolute insanity. As Tommy Robinson, this piece of absolute trash, shares this, because it says breaking from war surveillance on X. Breaking, President Trump has reportedly given the green light to Israel to strike Iran over its nuclear ambitions and ballistic missile development, to which Tommy Robinson says, I pray this is true. Go get him, boys. Free the people of Iran. If Tommy Robinson isn't an agent
Free
of
the people of Iran,
he is. Because
that's that British moron that Alex Jones always props up. You know, Alex Jones is is controlled by everybody call him Never Jew Jones. Right? Controlled by Mossad. Right? It's all the people he prop up. You're dealing with all propaganda all the time. It's crazy. What they call left wing or right wing. They control it all to reach a certain narrative that they want to reach. That's the outcome of stealing all the world's resources and being in control of everything. That's the end goal, guys. Control everything and rule everything. Go ahead, Jobin.
He will go, well, we need to get rid of all these refugees. These refugees keep coming here. And then he does things like this, which literally cause a refugee crisis.
Refugees.
Where all these refugees are coming
because you destroyed their country.
Push for war. It helps his agenda because it keeps it going in a circle. It's problem, reaction, solution, repeat, the Hegelian dialectic again and again and again. As the U.S. discusses way to acquire Greenland,
white man. You always ain't it funny how white people now say the Hegelian dialectic? That was only black revolutionaries back in the 60s and 70s. Now they all say it now. They all know that. Hey, that's just the Hegelian dialectic. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, white boy. You're welcome. Good.
Use on table. Have people just forgotten the idea of freedom and individualism and liberty? Because last time I checked, the whole idea of what the founding fathers pushed for was individual liberty, not giant government, not big government. This is the epitome of big government. This is the epitome of left-wing politics, by the way, my friend.
They keep talking left wing. See, he's still with that left wing, right wing. I told you he's a phony too. I told you always never get caught up with these morons say halfway decent stuff. He's fraudulent too. He's fucked up in the head too. And he's talking about our founding fathers. He's Canadian. The people in America ain't got to do with your father. You're not an American. You're Canada. You're Canadian. Your founding fathers are not the same wicked ass slave owners. He's talking about George Washington and Samuel and all these other slave owners who were fighting England for control of the slaves and resources. That's what this country, our first revolution was about controlling of slaves and the stealing of the resources from the other white people, the British, who are wicked as hell. Our founding fathers. You're Canadian. They ain't got nothing to do with you. You're from Canada. You're not an American. What are you talking about? This is how the crazy talk goes. It's the people he's talking about, these slaves, these wicked slave owners. He wants to give tribute to these wicked ass slave owners who want to be bigger thieves in England. But they ain't got shit to do with him because he's Canadian. He's not American. This motherfucker's a Canadian. What are you talking about? Then he goes into talking about the left wing, right wing. See, that's why you got to be told you can't trust none of these bastards. Oh, this is about the Hegelian dialectic. The right-left thing is the Hegelian dialectic, moron. And you talk about that's left-wing politics. You can't even keep your lies straight, stupid ass. You just call it Hegelian dialectic and then just blame the left. You want to get your own argument, dummy. Everybody tell you can't trust, you don't trust none of these motherfuckers. None of them. Hey, it's founding fathers. You're Canadian. Your founding fathers are the British Empire. What are you talking about?
as we continue, calm down, don't get blood pressured. But I see Jibajaba earlier. Let me go through the comments very quickly. Literally get closer to winding up. And Sankenon Karibu once again said, I had truths and fogs on her. Don't know what you mean, but I also see Jibajaba says Pennsylvania health insurance subsidies were cut 100K people dropped it since December, a third so far. And I also see Ricky says dream military is all a white military to me. And I also see Cassius Williams Karibu says Trump is a docile idiot. That's what's up. And Sankaran says that's an understatement. I'll never own a coach as luxurious as them seats. Okay, I don't know what that you guys are talking about. And our Jiba says honky down the streets as a Trump 2028 billboard in the yard.
Of course, which is illegal. They want them to be a dick. I told you. That's why you never believe what white people tell you. Oh, we don't want to, because their minds are fucked up whether on the left or the right. He's talking about the left wing shit he's talking about. But at the end of the day, they want to be able to do tyranny that benefits them and their agenda, whether it be on the right and the left. That's why they can get them always divided amongst each other. One talking about the right, one talking about the left, one is controlled by the same fucking people. That's what the Hegelian dialectic means. And then he just went, that's left wing. There's no left wing. Because he just said the Hegelian dialectic, he would know there's no left or right. That's all make-believe shit.
Mm-hmm. And Kaijas says that we all know the Zionists are behind all of this.
All of it, exactly, Cass. We know, and we can't say it. We say it with anti-Semitic, and all I can't remember. They took down my Rumble channel. They took down our goddamn Instagram channel and Facebook channel. They took them all down, wiped them all out, because you can't say that. Because we know that's the truth. Everybody knows it. I think everybody knows it now, unless you're some kind of moron. Except you like unless you're living up in Somaliland. Israel now backed us. So,
Says all the presidents were no shit, especially Obama. I don't have the light Trump personality to vote for his ass. And I love this deportation shit that they are leaving my hood. And that is 10 speed. That also see also is adding that we got a real devil. We should be proud of that. This one is crazy. Joe Biden had full dementia, and Obama could just like a real good Bush was.
But that exactly, yeah. But yeah. But the part about it, Bush was so dumb. I was laughing at one of the economic guys explaining the economy, what's going on. They asked me to come train Bush. They said, but don't worry about it. He's stupid, but we can control him better. George Bush's son, George Bush Jr., said, no, well, he's stupid. He's like, what? We want a stupid person as president? Yeah, because he's easily controlled. He's a dummy, but he's a dummy we can get elected. He's stupid, and we can control things behind the scenes, right? And he sat down with George Bush Jr. He said, my God, he really is stupid. Because you don't have any presidents on the world. The Zionist cats with the hats run everything from behind the scenes. Understand this? That's why the biggest oil thing. Remember, I'm going to jump and look this up real quick. Who just now got Venezuela oil in America? Who just now bought Citgo? Is it the cat with the hat? Who just now bought the Citgo Oil Company? Now that we're going to be down getting their oil. I'll bet my life it's a cat with the hat. Is that a coincidence? You know it's not. The Zionist cat with that. Tell me, put this up. Say who's now scheduled to buy the Citgo Oil Company? CITCO. No.
US oil distributor and a separate Canadian paint manufacturer that also made some industrial coatings for the oil and gas industry, which were acquired by different entities. The second company which is originally named
as a Venezuela
Oil, was acquired by the Long Island firm Minan Oil in 2003, and the Seco company's heating oil sub business was eventually merged into Lefa Energy. So they're not really indicating who just bought.
So if you find out who owns that, it's gonna be a cat with the hat. Okay. It ain't funny because now they get control of Venezuela oil, so they're gonna steal all that oil and make themselves even more wealthier. I'm going back to either you, bastards in Venezuela, us, or you.
It also adds that the Canadian paint manufacturer, it's the entity that was acquired by the Dutch company, AkzoNobel NV in 2006 for $292 million. And the Seco Paint brand was later sold to the American giant PPG Industry Inc. And in 2013, as a part of a large $1 billion acquisition of the AkzoNobel architectural coatings business in North America.
No, that's a cotton. I'm talking about Citgo, the gas company, oil company. Citgo, CITGO. CITGO, Citgo. Control used to be as a Venezuela oil company. Yeah, you talking about Trump?
At the end of November, Elliott backed Amber Energy, won and hotly contested court order auction for Citgo at a discounted price of $5.9 billion. The company also to pay more than $2 billion for holders of defaulted Venezuela's bond.
Exactly. But how they know they were about to get that Venezuelan oil and they were already doing this in November, Joby? Because the cats with the hats told the moron, the yellow moron, you go do what you're told to do. And you go get that fucking oil, nigga. He said, like I said, I went and got that shit, nigga. That's what I do. I went and got that shit, nigga. I said, you don't need that shit, nigga. I went and got that shit, Joby.
Crazy. But I also see Samuel Karibu Sana says, damn, I thought MAGA would have this guy's head by now. No horse grape.
No, because you know why? Because it's about this show is about race first for them. So they believe that Trump is bringing back power to the white race. You got to understand how white people actually think. They say they're against the war. They don't want war. They want the no. They'll fight on fucked up roads, fucked up schools. They'll die in the hospitals that are fucked up as long as they have white power. Any resemblance of white power comes first, Samuel. They don't care if they got no food eating a wet bread sandwich. There's all the bread I got is wet. But we got power. Trump is showing a white man with power. Damn you motherfuckers, you all bow down to us.
Yeah, he also adds that, as always, racism takes priority with white people. And
exactly.
And Kenwan says Trump is the power company. He'll shoot them lights off. He'll shoot them lights off.
He shut their lights off, exactly. So the idea that the Zionist propaganda or Israel is messing with, that's to get you hating. I mean, get Venezuela, to get you hating Venezuela. So when they already planning to invade it. So they say, well, they were messing with our elections. Venezuela. Okay. That means you're a moron. But that's the narrative they're gonna put out there.
The stores are selling half loaves of bread. Well, we have $6 pound for half.
Wow.
So, and
six half loaves of bread's got that bad. And they're talking about increase the military budget because the Zionists want control of the world. We're gonna start stealing shit again. In Africa, you better get ready. Okay? You better get ready. That's what this is about. Fuck around and laugh and joke if you want to. This is them on the move. That's what that Somaliland shit's about. Okay? Go ahead, Joey.
Someone says that they are searching Jamaican waters for for oil right now. The company with the license is from the US. Jiba adding a company runs oil freighters. A commando force will be a good business. And I also says when oil drops that kills the natural gas fracking industry and the liquid propane industry. And
see, America's refinery guys are based on the kind of oil that comes out the ground in Venezuela. That's that hard oil, right? That hard crude, it's called, right? So that's another thing. That's the thick kind that's hard to refine, but America's refineries are set up for that hard crude oil. And so that's why they wanted to go steal it, because America's refinery is set up for that. And if you didn't get that, they would start going out of business. It is about their power, their money. They don't give a fuck about no democracy. They don't give a fuck about no Christians in Nigeria. They got these Nigerians, yeah, come save us. You talking about this sheer idiocy of Africans. It's absolutely crazy.
Gaddafi even donated money to help Black Americans, but the American government blocked it.
They stopped it. Exactly. They stopped that. They said he's going to give $1 billion to the American black. And they said, the hell you will. These niggas are meant to suffer. You won't give a goddamn dime. So imagine, they won't even donate his own money to black people. They told his ass, you what? You'll do what? Absolutely not. You'll never be allowed to do that. That's why everything's about race. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Shout out to Sister Monique. John Mosquito says they only start talking like that when their tribal upper class families start treating them like shit and lumping them with black people. So see, I know Jibba Jabba glasses would help. Thank you for reminding me. God damn it! And I also see John Mosquito says.
Remind you about what?
About the glasses, sunglasses. Jabba Pennsylvania. John Mosquito says Pennsylvania, Joby, you are illiterate. I can't pronounce it, man. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Pennsylvania. Is that right? Like you said Pennsylvania to me?
Yeah, I don't know. John Mosquito. And Jibba Jabba says there is
no one. We apologize. We don't have the King's English like you do. We apologize. We're just poor peasants trying to manufacture the English language the best we can. We apologize.
Jiba says there's a Citgo terminal on the Ohio River north of Pittsburgh. All the station up here draw from Citgo, and also says John says why people want to get back to the good old day. And,
exactly.
I also see 10 Speed says one last question, Keith. What is that Israel got on Americans beside blackmailing and extorting? These people have to be aliens. They are too much influence. What is it?
Too much power over the world. Well, there's a hidden hand. There's a hidden hand behind coming from another dimension. So you're talking about the Ashkenazim, remember these are created people. There's all these creations you got. See, this shit goes deeper. That these people were put in power by a certain entity that you can't see, that they convert with. That's why all the drinking of the blood, you have black women's adrenochrome and sleeping with kids, and that's all the shit that goes with all this shit. That this is interdimensional warfare. And see, that's where it gets really deep. Because you're like, how can these people have all this power? What the fuck is going on? And what kind of influence? Because it ain't, you're right, because it's more, because you just ain't gonna get this from blackmail or somebody. Somebody would just really say, okay, fuck it, yeah, I put my dick in a baby, so what? So, somebody would say, yeah, I put my dick in a kid, okay, fuck it. I'm still gonna tell on these wicked bastards. I'm still gonna betray them. But it's deeper than putting your dick in a baby, right? It's deeper than putting your Johnson in the butt of a baby. So exactly, it's like, how can it just be blackmail and everybody's a pedophile? Because yeah, it's deeper than that. Exactly. Because you're dealing with unseen forces, guys, that want to keep this world as a slave colony of extracted energy. So you have entities that are detached from true God that need to get energy. So the world here today is an energy harvesting realm. So the way, and it has to be what? Low vibrational energy. So it's going to have misery, despair, poverty, angst, hatred. That's what you see the world is. And all this music's all crazy and terrible, and movies all crazy. And, you know, and then women and men don't respect each other. It's all dysfunctional and crazy because that's that low vibrational energy that these entities feed off of. You call them archons. If you want to do yourself a favor, Tisby, go get this. I want you to start reading this, brother. Go to Amazon and go get this book called the Nag Hammadi Text. This is where all your goopy Bible shit was made from. Go get something called the Nag Hammadi Text. Okay, go get that. That start giving you some foresight because your ancestors, ancient Africans, wrote that. That gives you some foresight of what you're actually dealing with. It's the anti-Bible, right? It's saying that the God you worship is the devil or this entity because you're giving it energy. So all these goopy niggas in these mosques, in these churches, they're feeding energy to this wicked ass fucking thing because it's detached. That's why these niggas say why these fake religions exist. You clearly know they're fake unless you're really stupid. You should be able to see that all these religions are fake, are phony. They got too many contradictions. They don't acknowledge the woman. You can't have no divinity without a woman. So remember, they negate the woman. All of them do. So you right there should know that's fake. So when you worship shit and you sing out, you give it energy to things that you can't see. Remember, I'm gonna be home tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna be home tomorrow. Do the show tomorrow because it's the beginning. I've already made that promise. So, through curling technology, guys, you see that we're all just energy. Forget the body. If you get a curling photographer, a curling camera, you see with nothing but ores of energy. And so things feed off our energy. And as black people, we vibrate the highest. Unless, like I said, unless you're taking drugs or you're drinking and shit. So as black people, we vibrate the highest. So all these psyops and all this oppression is put on black people the most. They say, why everybody hate us? What's this about? It's from a spiritual level. Because since you are the original people and you are the original God, you have the highest vibration. And so these things feed off black people's vibration. That's why you see all these slums in Africa and America. And you have an entity that's just feeding off that shit. Get energy from it. And so, that's why you ever notice all these religions are fear-based. If you don't do this, you're going to go to hell. If you don't, Islam and Christianity about hell and dying. That's fear. It brings up your fear, your poverty, your angst. And so these created individuals were put here to house. Okay, when you think you see a human being walking around this motherfucker in white skin, that's a demonic energy up in that bitch. You can't see what's in it. The energy in that motherfucker is demonic. That's why it has white skin. That's why that color is unnatural. That's why you don't see the nature. Where you see nature make anything white? Never. Unless it's dying. Never. So that's what you think. That's what you're looking at. So we're about to wrap it up, but let me. I want Joey to play one more video real quick. It's like a minute. Go to TikTok real quick, Joey. I want you to type in, say the AI dance video of Maduro and P. Diddy in jail. So we in with a laugh. The AI video of Maduro and P. Diddy dancing in jail.
Oh, in jail.
Music.
Oh, in jail. Okay.
In jail. Say in jail. It's just fun.
There are police reported ahead.
Damn, I look good and can't nobody feel like good.
Nah, not that one. Go to another one. That's the one that go music. Yeah, just go down. Yeah. Nah, that ain't it either. Nah, go down another one. Oh, not that one. Damn it. Man, they got a bunch of them now. The first, they're gonna go down again. Another one. I want to go to the first one they did. Damn. How many of them they made now? Shit.
They took my oil too.
Nah. Go down. Go.
You got a friend in me.
Go down. Damn.
He's speeding the right while he's
No.
on my coochie. He touching Emilio Pucci.
Sticking your coochie? What is that? What? Damn, they made $1 million. They got the. No, go down again. Go down again. Jesus Christ! I want the moment they both down. What? They don't got the. Man, they don't got the one that go music. Yeah, it's one that's funny as shit.
Suavemente.
Never kick that title and say to the song music. Then Joe dance to the song music. That music. I guess well they got the original one they first started with. Shit. They got everybody doing that video now. They got kids doing it, but they started with Puppy and Maduro dancing together. No, keep the same title and just say to the song music. Okay. Go down. Man, what you? No. Damn, what the main one I want ain't even there. What the hell? There you go, right there. What the That's one with Trump. That's one with Trump. There's another one P. Diddy. Yeah, that's it. Music. There's the one with P. Diddy. It's funny as shit. Music.
They took my L too. I know that's right. It's crazy. But anyway, family, much love. That's the end of
They took it what, Joey?
It's P. Diddy who said they took his oil too. Someone.
Oh, yeah.
Much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful weekend.
Guys. Much love, guys.
Same time, same place, right here on the media of the 21st century. Peace, and we out.
Peace, family.